Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about a post that Jessie James Decker put on Instagram, and I felt like it made some really good points and I wanted to speak on it from the stance of someone who has a commentary channel. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please keep watching. Hey guys, before we get into this video regarding Jessie James Decker, I do want to place a trigger warning. In the topic that I'm going to discuss, she does refer to having some body image issues and also a little bit on diet culture. So it's not anything really detailed, but I still wanted to place the trigger warning for you guys. So if you are not in a place, totally understand. I will see you on the next video. But if you are interested, we will get into it now. All right, you guys, so I'm sure that most of you know who Jessie James Decker is. She is a music artist. I actually discovered her through her show that she used to have on E! I don't even remember the name of it. It was about her and her husband, like way before they had kids. This came on back in, like, I think it was 2012 to 2014. So it was a while ago, but I didn't know who she was because I'm sure a lot of you guys know I don't like country music. I don't know a lot of country music singers, and that was her genre. Early on, she did more pop, but her more recent stuff over the past several years has been country. No shame if you're a country music lover, it's all good. I'm just letting you guys know how I know of her. So I used to really like her show. She was funny, bubbly, and I felt like even though they obviously came from a place of wealth because of, you know, her husband being in the NFL, I still felt like a lot of what she showed was relatable, especially on the show. On the show, she didn't really put out this overly artificial image of herself or how she spoke or how she acted, and I liked it. So either way, I kind of followed her on social media after that, on Instagram, and more recently, I don't agree with everything that she says and all of the stances that she has. That's not what this video is about, but I want to put that as a disclaimer to say, just because you are a fan of someone doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything that they say or do. The two can coexist and it's all good. But she put out this post and I immediately thought of what a stark reminder this is of how having a commentary channel, your words matter. The way that you deliver your content matters. And I've done my best to not be a complete content cop with like other commentary channels. I don't really talk about other commentary channels very often, aside from the Dad Challenge podcast, because he is making really negative, hateful, vile, and cruel content against other people. And I feel like that needs to be talked about. But aside from that, I don't seek out other commentary channels and give commentary on commentary channels, if that makes sense. When she put this up and it was being shared around, I immediately knew that I wanted to talk about it. Now, this was posted a couple of weeks ago, but everything in this video is still an important conversation to have. So, if you guys don't know, she has a Reddit. She has a subreddit. And I have cited some subreddits before. Y'all know the Colleen Ballinger one, Brittany Dawn Snark, LeBrant Fam Snark, Doherty Dozen has a really good subreddit. I like some subreddits because they're having conversations that need to be had. If nobody ever gave an opposing opinion on some of these family vloggers, then they would just keep doing what they're doing and everyone's opinions would be silenced if there weren't things like commentary channels and subreddits and stuff like that. But the dark side of subreddits is sometimes they can get very nasty. And she talks about the subreddit in here. But before I delivered this video, I wanted to go look at the subreddit and see kind of what was going on over there. they really, really go hard on her on that subreddit. The subreddit is really intended to, cover the whole family. And her brother, John, is extremely toxic and problematic. Some of the stuff that he has said and done. If y'all want a separate video on him and his wife, let me know. But the stuff that they say about Jessie is, I think, a lot of times unwarranted, and it can be really, really hateful and cruel. So I can understand why she mentions the subreddit specifically. But either way, let's get into it. So she starts out and she says, I want to be open and honest. I've struggled the last couple of years. It's up and down. There have been really beautiful, amazing moments, but also some pretty low lows. The reason why I want to share this is because I think I got to a place where I was trying to hide my vulnerabilities because I made everything look great all the time, and I would hide my internal struggles. I have also always felt a duty to make people smile or laugh and always be that bubbly girl. I have a very blessed life with healthy children and an incredible, loving rock of a husband. But I have definitely struggled these past couple of years. My anxiety has gotten worse, my self-esteem, and my confidence. It's been a little worse lately, where I just break down and cry. I've been battling some body image issues, and when I really think about it, I probably always have. I go from one extreme to being obsessed with working out and being muscular, to being thin and just giving up on gaining because the food makes me feel better, and then ultimately it's a cycle that just gets worse again. I've been struggling with the challenges I face in my career. I've been wanting to be a country singer since I was 9 years old, and sometimes I feel like I'm constantly in a battle with the rest of the industry to prove to them that I'm not just a TV personality or an influencer, because that has outshined my music. As a woman in 2022, I don't understand why I can't have a family, publish books, own a fashion brand, be an influencer, and do TV without being questioned if I take my music career seriously, just because I've chosen to dream big. Now this gets into what I really want to talk about. She continued by saying, I had some family issues a couple of years ago that I have struggled with tremendously, and still to this day make me break down and cry. I would have never chosen to deal with that publicly and open that door to such a personal family matter, but it happened, and it still hurts my heart. I don't handle social media or trolls like I used to. During the private family matter, a hate page on Reddit developed. I'm ripped apart constantly on a daily basis, which kills me a little every day and makes me wonder what my purpose is in this business. And it truthfully makes me consider quitting everything sometimes and just disappear. With how progressive we are getting in this digital world of preventing bullying, I still don't know how a page like that is allowed, and fear my sweet daughter seeing it someday. So when it comes to this kind of stuff, I do think about this. The kids of some of these people seeing what others are saying online. And there's no way to police everything. Like there's just no way. If you shut one thing down, another is going to open. That's just part of being in the public eye. But I do think that there need to be some stricter guidelines on social media to actually prevent bullying. Because I've always said, if you want to give someone the harshest criticism that you've ever delivered, you can do that without attacking their personal appearance, making these really cruel digs about how they, how ugly their nose is, or how skinny they are, or how fat they are, or whatever. I've seen it all. There need to be some stricter guidelines. And if an account or a user breaks those guidelines, then what should happen is not only the page comes down, but the digital footprint of that page, and as well as anything that that user has said, needs to be deleted as well. And look, I'm not a tech nerd or anything like that. I don't know a lot about algorithms and how things can be brought up and shut down and all that kind of stuff. But there has to be something better than what we're dealing with right now. Because freedom of speech is not bullying. And freedom of speech is not harassing someone or abusing them verbally or emotionally or whatever. So these sites like Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, there needs to be a better structure presented to keep actual bullying off the platform. If people at YouTube come across a video that is actually bullying another creator, a public figure, a musician, an influencer, a family vlogger, then that channel needs to go on the 3-strike rule, and they actually need to follow that person to make sure that the content stops. You give them a warning, and if they continue to bully people, then they're out of here. All the videos come down, that's it, they're blacklisted. There's so many tools that are at the fingertips of these, platforms that they could be using to protect creators. There are literally people that I talk to constantly, and they say, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you're on YouTube. Nasty comments. As soon as I see those, nasty comments talking about your appearance and stuff, I would sign offline and go and never make another video. I've done my best to let a lot of it roll off my back. Do I do the best job ever? No, I don't. But I know what's coming, especially when I talk about certain people. Even if I'm being composed and, whatever, people will still say really nasty things about me. That's just the way that it is. But for these people who are constantly bullying and being extremely vile and cruel, they need to have their account shut down. And from the creator's stance, I do think that that 3-strike rule needs to be followed very, very closely. And there need to be people keeping an eye on things with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that people are not spreading hate on these platforms, because it's sending users to other platforms to get away from the toxicity. If someone feels like TikTok is being really toxic, then they're going to spend more time over on Instagram. Instagram's being bad, they're going to come over to YouTube. And if there was an infrastructure on how to keep all of these platforms kind of on the same page, I think that we would have one step in the right direction. But there's no reason why, just because you're a public figure, you should have to deal with bullying constantly. And I don't care if you're, doing something that's annoying, distasteful, whatever. People can deliver those opinions, but the bullying and the harassment that I see on a daily basis, I understand why people don't want to start YouTube channels, or they don't want to be on TikTok, or, they want to have a faceless channel. I understand why. She continued by saying, to top it off, I was on such a high from the tour and then got COVID, had to cancel, and I feel like I let so many people down, and it sent me into a spiral again of depression and made me worry no one would want to come on the summer tour when it's back up and running. She closed out by saying, I know this is a lot of information, but I wanted to get how I've been feeling off my chest. You've been with me my whole career, and it almost didn't feel authentic to not share what I've been going through. I have such a beautiful life and so many blessings, but I have struggles and need to sit back and work on my mental health. I feel like I try to only post the good times, but I think being open and honest will also help me heal through this. I know I'm not alone, and I wanted you to know you're not alone too. I'm working through it and navigating daily on how to heal. XO Jessie. She's got a lot of really supportive comments. Now, do I think that this post was made in order to feed some kind of weird parasocial relationship or anything like that? No, I don't. I think that she's just been really quiet for a long time, and it was just her time to put it all out there on what was going on. I think it's really important for people with a size platform like hers to talk about the dark sides of social media, because we see influencers putting out this perfect image and everything's good and everything is just filtered and flawless and cute. I think it's important to show the other side of that. And I understand that you know, you try to walk that line where you're not trauma dumping or you're not sad fishing. But I do think that once in a while this can be powerful. And the reason I especially say that is right now she has 4.1 million followers. If she can use her platform to have a conversation about some of the guidelines that could be presented for social media platforms, that's really powerful and that's a good thing. So we'll see what happens kind of going forward with this. I'll be really interested to see what happens over the next couple of years with social media, because as quickly as it's grown, I also think that it carries a lot of darkness and a lot of burdens for people who want to share a part of their life with the internet. But because it's so infamous for being a toxic mess, it also keeps a lot of people that could be really cool to, you know, share stories or tips or tutorials. It keeps people away because of kind of the monster that it's morphed into. So either way, I did want to share this with you guys. It again was just a reminder of how, as commentary channels, our words matter. And I'm never going to be here to bully people or, you know, add to the already toxic side of the internet. Even if there are some really tough conversations being had, you guys know I kind of come on here and talk about whatever it is that I feel like talking about that day. It's a little bit random sometimes, but it works for me, and I think it works for most of you guys too. Even if the conversations are tough, there's still a way to have tough conversations and it not be mean girl, disgusting nonsense where it's just a bash session. And that's what I'm always striving for. I don't want my content to be perfect, but I don't want it to ever be outright cruel. And I think that this post was just a reminder. So I wanted to share it with you guys. But do you guys know Jessie James Decker? If you do, how do you know of her? Have you seen the subreddit? It's a lot over there, but let me know if you want me to talk about her brother and her brother's wife, because in my opinion, they're the ones that need the real criticism here. Jessie's just definitely far from perfect, like I said, and I don't agree with some of the stuff that she has said and done, but I think that's also the power in being able to like someone but not like everything about them. It's all good. So either way, before I babble for another 30 minutes, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.